Welcome to Career Moving Opportunities for College Students, where the journey from campus to career begins. Hosted by Donnie Glover of Be More News, each episode explores how you can develop essential skills in creativity, leadership, critical thinking, and a growth mindset, all designed to enhance your college experience and prepare you for success in the workforce. Get ready to grow, lead, and create your future.
All right, I'd like to welcome Mr. Calvin Watkins. You're a realtor and investor, and we're talking about leadership, Calvin.
Okay.
What do you think of in terms of leadership when it comes to business? What is leadership?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on. This is a honor, privilege, great opportunity. You do a lot of work, and I appreciate this opportunity. So when it comes to leadership, if you think about just the term itself, leader, what a leader does, a leader shows you the way. It's a quote. It goes, instead of following the path, go where there is no path and make a trail. Leaders do things like that. I've heard it said that a leader can't take you someplace they've never been. So to have a leader, you need someone who's going to follow. And oftentimes people are quick to call themselves leaders, but they don't know how to have people who follow them. And leaders have to have a vision. You come up with your vision, you write it, make it plain, and you lead people in that direction. And either you have people following you or not.
What are the challenges of leadership?
A lot of challenges, getting people to buy into the vision, getting to people to buy into the vision or buy into the goal, to say, okay, we all want to go to point A, we're at point B, and we have to get there. We're going to have to trust this guy, this person, this leader to get us there. So getting buy-in from the group is one of the key ingredients of being a good leader.
What's a bad leader?
A bad leader is someone who can't convince the group and show the group where to go. So you have someone or a leader that doesn't know his way. That's probably a bad leader is someone who doesn't know their way. They could be, the group could say, hey, we want to get to point A, but if that leader can't not only direct the people, but you have to motivate the people to come along. You have to be able to determine what the strengths are of the people in your group, because you might have someone that's good for pulling up the rear. You might have someone that's good for carrying a lot of weight, the materials that you need to get to the goal. But if you call yourself a leader and you can't determine those different factors or different things that make the group a whole to bring with you, then I don't think you'll be a good leader, because you have to be able to bring the group with you.
Tell me about listening skills when it comes to leadership.
Wow. I dated a doctor once, and she always told me, Calvin, you hear me, but you don't listen. So those are two different things. One of the things about being a leader, you need to know where your team is at all times. The group that you're leading, you need to know where they are at all times. You need to know how they think. You need to know what they see in the ultimate goal. And being able to do that, you need to understand if they are actually the best part of the team or what function in the team they'll play. So if you're leading this group and you're not listening to what they say, oftentimes they say the person who can't lead is usually someone. They said if you can't take orders, then you can't lead. If you can't take direction, then you can't lead. And often that all comes down to listening to your leader, and the leader being able to listen and then communicate the vision, the goal, the direction that we're going.
So here's a question for you. In terms of real estate and being a realtor, who do you have to lead or who do you have to follow?
Great question. So with real estate, just like with any industry, there are rules that are set that the whole real estate industry, and just like any other industry, are governed by rules. And but specifically for real estate, to be a realtor, you have to belong to a brokerage. A brokerage is so I get a license as a realtor. I'm pretty much a sales agent of the brokerage. And the real estate brokerage are made up of independent brokers who lead that real estate business. So right now, I do business as Your New Home, but I'm with the brokerage United Real Estate Executives. Wayne Davis is one of the most amazing realtors that I've met. Great leadership. Anytime you have a question, something you answered, he's there to help. I do a lot of video and marketing with my real estate. So in this industry, we have parameters around what you can and cannot advertise, how the advertisement should show up, how videos should show up. And what I do with that is once I get them together, I have to run them past Wayne to say, okay, these things are compliant. We shouldn't have no issues out of the videos and the content you're selling and promoting. Also, I have people are who specialize in doing real estate video. Now, I'm an award-winning video producer. I've been doing it more than 30 years. I've traveled the world doing videos on all different subjects. I had to know that although I'm an expert at the production, I'm not an expert at real estate video. So I had to go out and seek professionals in real estate video so that then I can learn to take my professional experience and mold it into doing real estate videos. And those people are leaders in their areas, and I learn from them. And being able to not only see what they do, but follow and listen to what they tell me, lead me from point A to point B, which is to be a great realtor and do a lot of business in real estate.
Now, you know a lot of people, as you said, you've been in the industry for over 30 years. What made Wayne Davis stand out in your mind? I mean, you could have, I imagine, worked for or applied to other brokerages. What made Wayne stand out?
Wayne, for me, it was his character. He's a humble guy. He has a lot of years of experience. He owns his own brokerage. And the fact that he was able to just, on occasions before he even joined his brokerage, be able to chop it up with me, have conversations with me about real estate. I do a lot of real estate photography. I have realtors that I do listing photos for. So when you put a house on the market, you need what's called listing photography. The listing photography shows the rooms, the house, and the realtors and take that content, those pictures, and put it out there so people can see the house. Having conversations like that with Wayne, talking to him about doing his real estate photography, he just came across as a person of character and a person of experience. And I said, okay, if I am going to, because I was with a former brokerage, it was a virtual brokerage. Everything was done, all the communication, everything was done online. When I left there, I looked for a place where I could connect with someone, and Wayne was that guy. He's a great leader. Anything I need to know about real estate, he can guide me in the right direction. I have a couple properties I'm working on now. He was able to come in and say, okay, Calvin, let's take this route, take this direction, and make those things happen.
Silly question. Is he successful in real estate?
Well, success, from where I sit, absolutely successful. Success is the manifestation of things that you have sought out to do. And he's definitely successful in that. He has his own brokerage. He sells real estate on the regular, he has listings all the time, and he enjoys doing it. So I would definitely say he's successful doing real estate.
Who is another leader that you look up to? It doesn't have to be real estate, just a leader, a president, a CEO, an executive director. Who sets a standard for leadership in your world?
Wow. So I have different areas that I could talk about. I had a couple of mentors with video. One of them is Tony Robinson-Salter, amazing producer. She was one of the first people to take me under her wing and teach me this field of television broadcast video production. It took my career from being like a normal event videographer to someone doing television. Blew my mind, all the things I was exposed to. And she had the patience to work with me because I was young, I was stubborn. I was like, oh, this woman doesn't know anything. She's not right about that. Until I got that experience to humble myself, I give her all the praises. Another gentleman, John Kavanaugh, amazing DP. This guy has done work for all the major networks, and to work with him and Tony really put me in a space where I not only had to humble myself, but it taught me how to follow and also taught me how to teach others about video. So those are the two people that really stand out to me outside of real estate. In real estate, is Wayne Davis is the guy. A few other people who most people won't hear about that I look to as leaders in real estate.
How would you gauge yourself as a leader?
I tell you, so and I'll be brief, but there was a time I wasn't a leader. I was the guy that was real convinced that I knew it all. I would say, hey, I won't never say I'm always right, just never wrong. But learning in that, I knew that I didn't learn till later that that wasn't the right approach to anything. I had to learn to, and I think my first experience with really leading was having children, having my two sons. They're my everything. They're amazing, and I had to learn how to humble myself and not just do it and teach them. Don't just do what I say, but do as I do, and show them the right path to be great young men. And they're doing great now. They're in school, doing their thing. They're excited about life, and that was where I first learned how to be a leader, is having children.
Practicing what you preach,
Yes, and living it, and living it.
because kids don't do what you say, they do what they see you do.
Yes, that's why I had to not only tell them, I had to show them, and it's definitely rubbed off. I remember my youngest son was in this. We was going to a private school. He was in first grade, and I asked the principal to let him do math with the second graders. My former wife at the time wasn't really supporting us, but I had him believing that he was great at math, and I remember him doing math. Second grade math, I taught him to do polynomials. They would do like basic A plus B equals C, how to solve for different the variables. And this kid picked it up in second grade, and I taught him back then. I was like, dude, you can do anything. So not only was I encouraging him, but I was leading him. I was saying that to do these things, you have to put your all into it. You have to try it out. You have to learn from your mistakes and keep pushing forward. And it's funny because back then, and I have a picture I put on Facebook. I say this guy's in second grade doing polynomials, and he's gonna be a physicist. He's gonna master physics. Now his mom, yeah, she wasn't feeling it. She's like, don't do that. But I saw something that she didn't see. This guy's now going to school to be a rocket scientist. After his school teacher, the principal, and his mom said, "Oh, he can't do those things." I was like, "I know he can. He's going to school to be a rocket scientist." And that, and to get him that space, I had to lead, demonstrate, so that he can follow. And now he's just amazing.
While we on it, of the past U.S. presidents that we've had, who has demonstrated great leadership in your mind? Let's get rid of present company.
Yeah, because y'all would be tossing me off the show because I haven't seen a lot of that.
What is the mark of a good president?
A president that will do what they say they're going to do. And so often, I see people from different backgrounds vote for presidents because they like them. I see them do that locally. They just vote because they like the person, and that person never delivers on what they promise they're going to do. And that's a problem because communities are destroyed because people follow the herd. They vote for people strictly because they like them, and it doesn't work. You should make these politicians earn your vote.
Here's another area: sports. What's your favorite sport?
Golf, but I don't
Now,
watch it. I like to play.
team sport.
I don't really have one. I don't watch basketball. I don't watch baseball. I don't watch nothing like that. So I don't really have, outside of golf, I don't really have a favorite sport. I love football. You can say football. I love football, but only guys I know
Who's
are the
the
Ravens.
football coach that you
I can't tell you. I don't watch football like
know?
that. It's a waste of time. It's just it's entertainment, and I don't use that as a form of entertainment.
Okay, what about business leaders?
Well, there are a lot of business leaders, and I mean, Reginald Lewis was one that goes way back. I have a lot of business leaders that I listen to in podcasts, some in real estate, and all of them have pretty much gone where there was no path and left a trail. And being in a space where I could see those trails that they left, create an opportunity for myself and others, I consider them great leaders.
There's one business leader you told me who built a network, and he was looking to bring in other people to help grow that network. What do you admire about this guy? Remember he built up the business network essentially.
Yes, good friend of mine. Um, I never forget when we first started. It's a business networking. It's called NRG, Network Referral Group. It's just like the one Business National, Business International, BNI. What I saw was Mike being able to come in and pull different people together from different worlds and have them all come together and exchange leads in business. So if I'm out having lunch and someone needs someone who does media, I can say, "Oh, call Donnie Glover. He has a network. He can put you on his network and get you in front of more people." Um, that what I admired about that is his tenacity. He would talk to any and everybody, and also he would lead people in the group to help him find more business professionals, more people who wanted to be in the network. And I saw him grow it to be this multi-million dollar company to like pennies and almost losing everything. And during the pandemic, he had a heart attack. This dude was in the hospital, still running his business, almost died because of his heart attack. I remember going to see him. But what I appreciated him was tenacity. Consistency is one of the biggest things you have when it comes to running the business, when it comes to being a leader. Consistency is so very important.
Any other thoughts on leadership? What do you aspire to do better as a leader?
Be consistent with my business and time grow. So I'm working on something outside of real estate, something I want to do for young people. I want to teach them financial literacy and entrepreneurship. I want to open a school. Only way to do that is to go ahead and is to connect with other leaders, because I'm not a professional when it comes to the education system. So I would need to align myself with leaders who are professionals in the education system, so they can create the necessary curriculum, the standards. They can come up with a system where children will learn how to be better with financial literacy and how to do entrepreneurship. So my ultimate goal is to create a school so that children in the community can learn how money works and how to manage money. The way I do
I,
that,
I'm sorry.
yes,
I just got to push back. You
yep,
you say you're not a professional, but you are an expert parent.
yes, I'm not a professional educator, licensed as a professional educator. I'll
But
say that.
you've been a parent for how long?
For 25 years and love every minute. I wanted to be a parent since I was 13 years old.
Right.
So
But you also have had youth training camps.
yes. So I ran a summer camp for 10 years. Actually, I started that as a business opportunity for my children. The idea was to have them learn entrepreneurship at an early age. And as they got older, they would have a business that they can grow and expand on. One of the things that I learned the hard way is that just because you create it doesn't mean your children want it. So I had to be open to them choosing different career paths outside of running a summer camp. But it was a great summer camp. I learned a lot about children in the summer camp. I humbled myself in the summer camp. I was working with Dr. Lamar Shields at one point, and everybody knows Dr. Lamar. And I remember him working with him in a program where they asked me to teach children how to do video. And I wouldn't do it because I had sons. It's like I can't give no one else my time. All the energy and effort I have is reserved for my children. But when I opened up my summer camp, I saw how I had to share the gift that I was saving up for them. I had to share it with others and help these young children learn how to do video and watch them become great in their own sense, in their own way.
What did that do for you?
That taught me to lead. Actually, it taught me to humble myself. It taught me to be in a space where I can teach others to lead, because these kids doing film and video, you have someone that runs the camera, you have someone that directs, someone writes the script, and you have the actors. The person who was directing was the leader. So I had to teach a young person how to lead. Oftentimes you see it in them, the natural ability. Sometimes they step up and say they want to be in charge, they want to direct. But teaching them the right systems to their ask the group that's helping them produce their film, that was something I had to learn to do. And then seeing myself in that, I remember when someone mentored me, and those days going back to working with Tony Robinson, Salter, and John Kavanaugh, saying, okay, you know what? I had to humble myself and listen to them. I learned how to lead from them, and then I'm teaching others how to lead.
So at first you were like, I'm only going to teach my kid.
Yes, I was selfish with it. I was like, okay, my kids are in private school. I'm sorry yours are not. My kids are doing videos and films. I'm sorry yours is not. I had to really get out of my own way because I saw that it was bigger than me. It's bigger than my children. And my oldest son is going to school to be a journalist. He's been doing videos since 3 years old. I came home from work one day, had a home computer. All my gear is at my office. My studio had all my graphics, all my content, all my computers. I come home to the family computer, and this guy created a video on a family computer. And he said, Dad, I want to show you this video. I was like, okay, sure. I'm just like, okay, listening to him, supporting him in this little video he created. And he created a video where it had a timeline, it had a script, it had music, and then he had credits at the end. And I was blown away because my 3-year-old, I never sat and taught him how to do video. He watched what I did and picked up from it. So that part of leadership, you can show people, do as I say and do as I do. He learned from just watching what I do. And then he looked up at me to really set the message home that he's watching me. He looked up at me and said, guess what? This kid's 3. I'm 6'2". I'm looking down. He said, Dad. I looked down. I was like, what is it? He said, guess what the name of my company is? I said, you got a company? He said, yeah, it's Nivlac. I said, Nivlac? He said, Calvin backwards. Blew my mind. He was not 4. He was 3 and some change. The fact he had a company, and then as I watched him grow, he would write his name like me. Then I had him and his brother doing videos. They won film competitions for school. They would do it for class assignments. I kept a lot of those videos. Even a storyboard. It's funny. This is a storyboard. This is a storyboard from 2nd grade. These kids did. And I just happened to keep it because it's like, with the divorce, their mom was not friendly to help them stick with this. It's like, I don't like your father, so you're not doing that. It was crazy. But through it all, me being consistent in their lives and sticking with them and keeping things like this to remind them, oh man, these guys are doing amazing now. My oldest son is getting ready to graduate this year, I believe. And he's a writer. He's an amazing writer. Again, my youngest son, he's going to school for rocket science. So when everybody told them they couldn't do it, they had to do something different, they were able, my presence and being in a space where I could lead them, not only show them, but tell them also, they were able to kind of create their own path and do their own thing. But it really required a lot of me to be humbled to know that I had to focus my energies on them. And with other kids, I didn't have to give. I just had to make sure my kids got it. My summer camp taught me how to share the gift of teaching kids and leadership and other people. And these kids, I haven't kept up with them, but I'm hoping that they're still doing, not necessarily filming video, but they are taking those leadership skills and use them to their best interest now.
Calvin, I want to thank you for sharing your wisdom with us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks for listening to Career Moving Opportunities for College Students with your host, Donnie Glover. We hope today's episode helped spark new ideas and practical strategies for building your skill set and shaping your future. Be sure to join us next time as we continue the journey from college to career, one opportunity at a time.